Hello guys, thank you for joining me today and welcome back to my channel here on YouTube. Today I'm doing you a WWE 2007 year in WWE's DVD pay-per-views. 2007 was a very strange year. We had Vince McMahon's death in a limousine explosion. We also had Vince McMahon finding out he had a second biological son. Booker T quit WWE. We had the tragic Chris Benoit double murder-suicide. And apparently Jackass was going to feud with Umaga this year as well, but that never happened. Anyway, let's get into it then. So we had from the 7th of January, New Year's Revolution. Interesting front cover on it. DX dressed as idiots with a DX Declaration of Independence. And they even tagged it as well. Cool. Nice. And there's a spine. Disc. And insert. If you want to pause and read the extras or match listing or whatever. But we're going to see the matches on the back anyway because it's a silver vision after all. And we had what I thought was a good WWE Championship match between John Cena and Umaga. They really did push Umaga really hard late 2006, early 2007. I actually enjoyed his character. Rest in peace now, dude. Rated RKO against D-Generation X. It was memorable for that Triple H injury, tore his quad or whatever it was. Jeff Hardy and Johnny Nitro had a steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship. And we had Kenny Dykstra. Can you remember him, guys, from Spirit Squad? Bloody hell, it was years ago. Against Ric Flair. Yeah. That's how we opened up the year. And then we had this awesome pay-per-view. My second ever favourite Royal Rumble. 2007. Yeah, so this is the Steelbook version of it. It's unfortunately decaying. I'm going to have to think about getting another copy of it. I don't know how this has come about. Is it through age it does it? I've just noticed it's starting to decay at the top. That's unfortunate. There's the spine. And the inside looks a little like this with the insert. But as I was saying just now to you guys, this is my second favourite ever Royal Rumble. And this had the amazing last man standing match for the WWE Championship between John Cena and Umaga. I really enjoyed that. Batista defended his World Heavyweight Championship against Mr. Kennedy. We had an ECW Championship match between Bobby Lashley and Test. And the Royal Rumble match itself was just absolutely phenomenal. Lots of highlights throughout that. Great Cali, he eliminated about 6-7 people when he came in before he was taken out by Undertaker. I know a lot of people diss the Great Cali, but I find him quite an interesting character, or did find him an interesting kind of character wrestler back then. I know he's quite limited to his movesets and he's quite shit in the ring, but I don't know, it's because I'm a tall chap myself. I find tall wrestlers interesting. And he seemed interesting. He had the right build and everything, just not the right skills in the ring, obviously. But yeah, we also had that awesome ending with Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. It was so close. I did absolutely think to myself, who do I want to win this? Who do I want to win? And then obviously it was Undertaker who won this Royal Rumble. I believe that was his first ever Royal Rumble win. It took him 17 years, but he finally got there in the end, didn't he? But it was so close, though. The brawl those two had at the end. The whole Royal Rumble match itself, it was just absolutely cool. This, as I said, my second favourite ever Royal Rumble, guys. You'll see my favourite one next month because I'll be reviewing it. I don't want to spoil that for you at the moment. Next up, we had No Way Out 2007. Good looking front cover. I do like that. I always like the chain around the logo. I don't believe I've got the insert for this one, sadly. No, I've just got an advert flyer thing instead. There's the disc. So we check this out, guys. So we had Boogeyman and Little Boogeyman against Finlay and Little Bastard. Little Bastard obviously is Hornswoggle, later known as Hornswoggle. We had Bobby Lashley against Mr. Kennedy for the ECW Championship. Kane against Booker T. We had that main event, so that had Batista and Undertaker against John Cena and Shawn Michaels. So SmackDown versus Raw. Hardys and Chris Benoit versus Eminem and MVP, which was pretty cool. And we had that Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm not going to name all those. You can read it yourself, guys. Just there, look. But yeah, that was an okay-ish pay-per-view just before we went on to WrestleMania 23. Special edition, this one. Steelbook, giant set kind of thing. I'll remove the J card so I can show you what's inside shortly. Let's have a look at the matches first. So we had John Cena versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. Batista against Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Umaga. Battle of the Billionaires, hair versus hair match. So Donald Trump or Mr. McMahon were going to get their head shaved. A few spoilers on the back there if you've never seen it, unfortunately. Kane versus Great Cali. And I think in the Kane and Great Cali match, Kane used like a chain with a hook on the end, which he used in his film See No Evil, if I do remember rightly. We had Chris Benoit against MVP as well for the United States Championship. Money in the Bank as well on this one, with Edge, CM Punk. Sorry, guys, I'm trying not to shake too much. It's my hands. I'm very sorry. So, Edge, CM Punk, King Booker, Jeff Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, Matt Hardy, Finlay, Randy Orton. Yes. Now I want to show you the contents of this, because I think it's really awesome. So here's the inside. And this has, if I can get it open, that is, this has a, what's it called? One of these things. A negative, is that what it is? From photo, what the fuck are they called? I've forgotten now. Right, so, oh, a Cenotype, that's it. What do they call it? A negative? Sorry, guys. Yeah, so this one's number 236696 of however many were made. I don't know. There's lots of details on the back of that. And I thought that was pretty cool as well. A nice thing to have for the collection. So that's Roddy Piper against, I think that's Adorable Adrian Adonis. Let's just double check that in case I'm wrong. It is. Yeah, that's that one. I'm going to move that one onto the floor, so no way packing that one up at the moment when I'm in the video with you guys. It's going to take me forever. April, we had Backlash 2007. So it was like a rematch with Undertaker and Batista. I don't have an inlay for that one as well, unfortunately. Another stupid advert. There's the disc. Spine. And this one had Chris Benoit versus MVP for the US title. The Undertaker Batista match was a last man standing match, guys. Sorry about that, for the World Heavyweight Championship. Fatal 4-way match for the WWE Championship. So we had Shawn Michaels, Edge, John Cena, Randy Orton. And then there was a 3-on-1 handicap match. Bobby Lashley against Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon and Umaga for the ECW Championship. And Melina and Mickie James against each other for the Women's Championship. We moved on to May. I do believe this is May now. because we had a lot of pay-per-views all crammed together around this kind of time. So Judgement Day 2007. No inlay with that one, sorry guys. There's the disc. This one wasn't too bad. We had, I know a lot of you guys aren't going to agree with me with this, but John Cena versus Great Cali for the WWE Championship. I actually enjoyed that. The ending kind of sucked, but it wasn't too bad. They really did push Great Cali as much as they could. Nearly pushed him to the moon, didn't they, really? CM Punk against Elijah Burke was another one that stood out for me. And another 3-on-1 handicap match for the World Championship this time. Oh, the ECW Championship again, sorry. Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon and Umaga versus Bobby Lashley on back-to-back pay-per-views. Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton. Don't really remember that one. I might have to revisit that one at some point, so I can't really give my opinion on that, if that was any good or not. World Heavyweight Championship, Edge against Batista. And the Hardys were against Trevor Murdoch and Lance Cade for the World Tag Team Championship of Raw, I think that was. One Night Stand Extreme Rules was up next. The previous 2 years have been ECW kind of tribute pay-per-views, if you want to call them that, or if I want to call them that, I don't know. Yeah, so 2005, 2006 were just ECW One Night Stand. This year they got rid of that and just went with One Night Stand Extreme Rules and had SmackDown, ECW and Raw, all three brands on one pay-per-view. Bobby Lashley there with a happy looking face on the front. And then again, half his face on the disc. No inlay with that one either, guys, sorry. So we had Mr. McMahon versus Bobby Lashley, street fight for the ECW World Championship. Quite entertaining, that one. And again, John Cena against Great Cali, Falls Count Anywhere match for the WWE Championship. The ending for that one was quite interesting as well. It was a lot better than the Judgment Day match, that's for sure. And yeah, well, you check it out, guys, if you've never seen it. We had a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Edge and Batista. Kane took on Mark Henry in a lumberjack match. We had a stretcher match between RVD and Randy Orton. And plus all those other matches on there as well. Sorry, guys. My hands are really bad today. I'm ever so sorry. I think we're still in July. Oh, no, we're in July now. That was June, May, June. Yeah, because like I said, May, June, July, they always crammed a lot of pay-per-views, like 4, maybe 5 together. It was kind of confusing. Those late noughties. Is that what you call them? Noughties? Anyway, let's move on. The Great American Bash was up next. Cena and Lashley there on the front cover. No inlay with this one either. I need to start checking for inlays, don't I, when I purchase these. There's the disc. Side if you needed to see that as well. And there's the matches on the back. John Morrison versus CM Punk for the ECW Championship. John Cena against Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. And a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Great Cali, Kane and Batista all fighting it out. Now, I think, if not just before this pay-per-view or just after this, I think it was before, there was a Battle Royal held on SmackDown to crown a new World Heavyweight Champion, and Great Cali won it. But because it's been a long time since I watched this, I can't remember if it was before this or after this he'd won it. So that was quite interesting. So I didn't know if he was defending the World Heavyweight Championship on this pay-per-view or it was just put up. Obviously, it might be him defending it. I'm sorry, I'm such an idiot. Anyway, Dusty Rhodes against Randy Orton in a Texas bull rope match. Very good stuff. MVP versus Matt Hardy for the US Championship. Umaga against Jeff Hardy for the Intercontinental Championship. And I think that was the match where Jackass, the cast of Jackass, were going to interfere. I do apologise if I'm wrong on that, guys, but they were supposed to. Jackass did appear on an episode of Raw almost a year prior to it, and Umaga wasted all of them. Pretty stiff shots. Next up, Vengeance 2007 Night of Champions. There's the sleeve for this one. I've took it off ready now, so you can see that before I show you the actual cover. So this one was pretty cool because it had postcards with it. We had Batista and Edge. Well, I got it twice. And John Cena, Mick Foley, which I got twice. There's the disc. I don't know if I said that already. Sorry, guys. Yeah, let's talk about the matches. So we had WWE Championship Challenge. John Cena versus Bobby Lashley versus Mick Foley versus Randy Orton versus King Booker. And then we had Johnny Nitro against CM Punk for the ECW World Championship. I do believe this was around the time Chris Benoit was, the tragic thing that happened with his family and that incident. But he was scheduled to wrestle in that match. Obviously, it was changed to this. Moving on, sorry guys. Anyway. Chavo Guerrero versus Jimmy Wang Yang for the Cruiserweight Championship. MVP versus Ric Flair for the US title. Deuce and Domino, who remembers those guys? That's one of those is Jimmy Snuka's son, I do believe. And they were against Jimmy Snuka and Sergeant Slaughter for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Umaga against Santino Marella for the Intercontinental Championship. And Edge versus Batista, Last Chance World Heavyweight Championship match. Moving on to August now, we had SummerSlam. This was another steelbook. They produced these steelbooks in 2007, beginning with the Royal Rumble for the Big Four. And obviously you've seen the giant WrestleMania 23 one just now. So we had one for SummerSlam here, as you can see. No inlay on that one, sorry guys. There's the disc. And the matches. So Great Cali against Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship. King Booker against Triple H. John Cena against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Kane versus Finlay. Umaga versus Mr. Kennedy versus Carlito for the Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match. And there was a Divas Battle Royal as well. Rey Mysterio against Chavo as well. Another notable match. September. I like the front cover for this with Undertaker on. I think he appeared on probably most of the Unforgiven covers. Disc. So John Cena against Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. Undertaker against Mark Henry. Triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. So Great Cali defending his world title against Rey Mysterio and Batista. And what I remember from that match, I wasn't overly keen on it because they took out Great Cali and it was just focused on Batista, Rey Mysterio throughout that match. Sadly. But like I said, I like Great Cali. That's just my opinion, guys. No DQ match for Carlito as he took on Triple H in a match. Candice Michelle versus Beth Phoenix for the Women's Championship. CM Punk versus Elijah Burke for the ECW Championship. Do you guys think they had a lot of world championships back then? I didn't mind. I like titles, so it doesn't bother me how many championships there are. You can never have too many. And I like the brand split idea. It was good. No Mercy next. Randy Orton with a dove in his hand on the front. And this was a strange pay-per-view, this one. It had Randy Orton defending his championship. Was he a champion then? Sorry, guys. In a championship match against Triple H. Last man standing. And then he wrestled a few other times on this pay-per-view as well, I do believe. Or Triple H did. Or both of them did. I'm reading it now, sorry. Yeah, it was, like I said, a very strange pay-per-view, this one. So Triple H against Umaga, as well as him against Randy Orton, as I said just now. And then against each other again for the WWE Championship. I need to watch this one back as well, it's been a while. Batista versus Great Cali, Punjabi prison match for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk versus Big Daddy V for the ECW Championship. Rey Mysterio against Finlay. Candice Michelle and Beth Phoenix for the Women's Championship. Very strange pay-per-view, but I'm trying to remember if it was any good. Again, a long time ago, but that was the pay-per-view anyway, guys. Next up, we had Cyber Sunday from 2007 in October or November. Is this November one? They usually have the dates on the back. October or November, anyway. But this one didn't have insert either. There's the disc. I like these type of pay-per-views where the fans get to vote. Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday were a good idea. It's a shame they didn't stick to it, but it is what it is. Anyway, we got spoilers on the back, as you can see. So we got WWE Championship match: Shawn Michaels against Randy Orton. CM Punk against The Miz for the ECW title. Batista versus Undertaker with special guest referee Stone Cold Steve Austin. World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know if I said that on the line with that match. Sorry, guys. Stretcher match: Rey Mysterio versus Finlay. MVP versus Kane for the US title. A street fight between Umaga and Triple H. And Jeff Hardy versus Mr. Kennedy. But as I said, Cyber Sunday, Taboo Tuesday was a very good idea. And they should have stuck to it. A steelbook which I've not opened yet. Survivor Series, one of the big four, as I said, they do the steelbooks for. So this one had, I'll try and bring in a bit more. Batista and Undertaker again against each other in a Hell in a Cell match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton versus Shawn Michaels for the WWE Championship. And then we got the traditional elimination style matches. We also got CM Punk versus John Morrison versus the Miz, for the ECW title. And then we ended the year with Armageddon, and that's a really cool looking cover with Batista on, isn't it? Do you guys agree? I think it's cool. End of the world kind of thing. Pretty awesome. The disc there. And we had Randy Orton versus Chris Jericho in a WWE Championship match. Batista, Edge, and Undertaker Triple Threat World Heavyweight Championship match. Winner gets a WWE Championship match at Royal Rumble. Triple H versus Jeff Hardy. CM Punk and Kane versus Big Daddy V and Mark Henry. Shawn Michaels versus Mr. Kennedy. Finlay against Great Cali. Beth Phoenix versus Mickie James. MVP versus Rey Mysterio. Some good matches on that one as well, isn't there, guys? But yeah, that's it for my 2007 collection. Let me know in the comments below what you think of 2007. Was it a really ill-fated year or a shit year, or did you enjoy it? I'd be happy to hear your thoughts. And please feel free to like and subscribe. I'd be very grateful. And cheers for joining me today for this 2007 WWE DVD year in review, I guess, or year in pay-per-view. You take good care of yourselves, wear masks, stay safe. Peace.